What's up, guys, and welcome back to the podcast. My name is ClutchPotato. This is ClutchCast, and today we are talking about Twitch etiquette. In fact, we're talking about 5 easy steps for new beginners to have good etiquette on Twitch. Hopefully, this will help you avoid the cringe. And we're gonna get into it, but before we do, we had quite a week over there on Twitch, and we got to give those shout outs where shout outs are due. All right, guys, over there on Twitch, it was an amazing week. We had a lot of fun, and we definitely have these people to thank for it. We have Moonlit Faye and Calamity Cat coming in once again. Thank you so much, Faye, Calamity. You guys make my evening with those dual raids. Amazing. We also had Tom for All coming in. This is a repeat offender now. Tom, thank you for coming in again, man. I very much appreciate it. And of course, we had Lamar T. Harvey, an old friend of mine. Guys, go check all of these folks out. They definitely deserve a look. I'm sure you will enjoy yourself over there. So that being said, let's go ahead and tell a quick story about next week, guys. Or about last week, my bad. About last week. So the topic that we're talking about today is Twitch etiquette. And this was brought up, I thought about doing this video because of somebody who came in. I had somebody come in, and I don't know whether it was a troll or whether it was just somebody new. They came in asking for a shout out on their on my channel while I was streaming. They were asking about a shout out. They were saying they were new. And clearly this isn't like everyone's going to be doing this, but at first I wanted to mess with him because I was like, come on, dude. But after that, I gave him a little bit of razz at first, but after that, I thought about it and I realized it was an opportunity to kind of, first off, show that I can be nice. Second off, maybe to help him out. So what I did was, and I explained that it was not really good etiquette to come in and ask for a shout out for other streamers. Generally, it's pretty frowned upon. Other streamers might not be as nice about it. And then I actually did give him a shout out because I did want to let him know. I was like, I also know what it's like to be new. So that is how I handled it. But then I got to thinking, I was like, Twitch etiquette is something that's not obvious for everyone, you know? So I thought maybe it'd be good to make a video, and that's what we're doing today. So I broke it down into 5 tips or 5 steps to maintain excellent Twitch etiquette. And they're actually just good steps overall. So they're going to be 5, things that you probably have heard before, but then I'll break it down at how it relates to Twitch etiquette here in a second. And I'm going to break this down in steps that are most important or most prominent to maybe least prominent, still important, but maybe not as thought of. So the first one is be honest. All right. So when I'm talking about Twitch etiquette, being honest is very important. It's important in all factors of life, but when on Twitch or when in a situation that you are the product, like on Twitch, you are the product, and it is very easy to tell when somebody is being ingenuine. Unless you're truly good at acting or truly good at lying, it's easy to see when someone's being ingenuine, when they're putting on airs, when whatever it is. So it's important to be honest and, not try and chameleon yourself on Twitch. Being a social chameleon is one thing. When you're in groups of people, there's 4 or 5 people that that you might change a little bit that's one thing, and a lot of people do this. But it's much harder to be a social chameleon when you have the entirety of the internet to try and chameleon. So it is very cringy and weird when you see somebody being disingenuine. So be honest about who you are, be honest about how you feel, and you'll find like-minded people without having to lie. So that's the first one. The second one is to be, hold on, I got my list here. I'm going to be honest with you. I have a list. I can't remember these off the top of my head. Be present. Okay, when I'm saying be present, I'm not just talking about be in the moment, absorb every bit of life. But when I'm saying be present is mainly factoring, this is this is mainly talking about when you're in other folks' stream. So when you're in another person's stream, whether you rated them and now you're in their stream, or you were lurking them and now you're in their stream, just remember it is their stream. And this, I shouldn't have to say this, but like sometimes I almost make the mistake too, because I'm so excited about being a streamer and talking about streaming. But really what you need to do is when you're in somebody's stream and you're interacting with them, talk like it's their stream. Talk about what they're doing, how they're doing, add to chat, add to the conversation at hand. Don't talk about your stream, because that's kind of that's first off, it's self-centered, but it's also like trying to promote yourself without trying to promote yourself. It's kind of low-key promoting yourself. Hey, look at me, I'm a streamer too, click on my name. And that's a common one that I'll see people do all the time. They'll talk about their stream and other people's stream, and some streamers are really gracious about it and they're really nice about it. Other streamers won't have it at all. Either way, a good thing, it's just a good thing for you to avoid. So be present, be in the moment, be the perfect viewer for your friends. So when they come in, they're going to be the perfect viewer for you. Plus, that goes back to being genuine. Be in their stream if you genuinely enjoy it. Don't be in their stream because you want them to be in your stream. It's not a follow for follow type of thing, all right? Like, be genuine. If you like their content, be a part of it. Don't try and lie to them and say you don't like their content just because you want them to be in yours, So anyways, it goes back once again, like I said, being honest, that's number 1. Be present. That's number 2. Be grateful. That's number 3. And this was a hard one. I actually wanted to put this one in number 2. Being grateful is very important when avoiding cringe moments and avoiding bad etiquette. First off, being grateful puts you in a very good mindset. You should always be grateful for the things you have in life, but on Twitch and in streaming, you should also be grateful for the people who are viewing you. Okay, it is easy to see these big streamers and these big guys who have these huge numbers, or even somebody who's been doing it longer, or even somebody who hasn't been doing it longer but has more charisma and has more viewership. It's easy to get jealous. I'm not gonna lie, I've been there. I've been jealous of other people's streams before. I've been jealous of numbers, and I've made this pitfall. I have made this mistake. Maybe not verbally out to my stream, but definitely my face and like certain things I do will show it. So be grateful for the people who are in your stream, because nothing is more cringy than complaining about the lack of people in your stream to the people who are in your stream. All right? Those people are there for you and they're hanging out with you. And if you were to like take the internet out of the scenario and 10 people, say you have 10 people and you're just mad that you don't have 20, 10 people came over to watch you play a video game. 10 people came over to watch you talk about sports or whatever it is you stream. I mean, you got to be grateful that they showed up, right? And that puts you in an excellent mindset for success. Just be grateful and, be happy that those people are there. All right. That's tip number 3. All right. We got tip number 4. Be confident. Okay. Now, this one's tricky, and I'm going to be as light-handed as possible with this one because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings or really offend anyone on this one. But there has been a couple, like I've met a couple people quasi recently that didn't have confidence. And when they stream, it shows. And being confident is a tricky one to tell you to do. Like me saying, be confident. Obviously, that doesn't work. It's not a light switch you can just turn on and off. It's harder for some than others, especially. So what I'm saying is avoid, like when advertising yourself, feign confidence until you can get it. Okay? Because having lack of confidence in your vocabulary is kind of cringe. I'm not telling you to not be honest, but I am telling you, like, when you're advertising yourself, stop saying like, You guys don't have to watch if you don't want to. That's obvious. They don't need to know that. They do know that. They're not handcuffed to the computer. All right? They know that they don't have to watch you. So when advertising yourself, don't say, if you guys want to be here, just be like, hey, I'm going to be live at this time and this time and this time. I'd love to see you there. Bye. And just be quick, confident, and concise. That's going to help you go a long way compared to, him hawing around and being like, and in the description, I see people, I've seen so much of this, and I was actually victim to this myself. In about me descriptions, I've seen nothing special. I literally read this the other day. Nothing special about my stream. And I didn't understand why anyone would write that. If they stream and they want people to be there, it was a strange thing for me to read. I just didn't understand too much. But what it is a lack of confidence. You don't believe in yourself. And, I hate to sound super cliche, but if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. So you guys need to believe in yourself. And that means taking verbiage like that out of your vocabulary. Nothing special about my stream. Are you kidding me? There's everything special about your stream because you yourself are unique. And that being said, makes your stream unique. Your stream is something that nobody else has because you are doing it. All right. Unless there is a magical clone out there with your exact personality streaming, there is something unique about your stream. You bring something unique to it, no matter who you are. All right. But you got to believe it. Anyways, so being confident, that's a big one. Now it sounds like I'm going to dial this one back a little bit here, but the final one is important as well. Be humble. All right. So being humble or dialing that confidence back is important because one of the other etiquette things that I have a lot of problem with, and maybe I need to work on how humble I am, but there are several things you can do that show a little bit too much arrogance, and it comes off as cringy or kind of and it puts a bad taste in people's mouth, and they'll see it in your stream and with who you are on other people's streams, especially. So when you're streaming, let's talk about backseat streaming because I really love tech. Okay. I really love tech and I really love video editing and I love setting up my stream. And sometimes there's something going on with someone's stream that I'll pop in on and I'll sit there and I almost get the shakes. I'm like, oh, and I'm just like, move the mic away from your mouth or fix your thing with your green screen, lower the sharpness and and I'll just want to fix something. And even though in my mind that's not me being arrogant, it's definitely not being humble, because even though it kind of bothers me, it is not my place to fix their stream. And if it bothers me enough, I don't have to be there. But what I don't have to do is bring attention to myself and say, look at me, I'm a streamer, I know what I'm doing, or look at me, I know about this, and tell them how to fix it. That's called backseat streaming. And it's something that I almost catch myself doing. And sometimes I'll send a DM because it'll bother me. But I don't want to send it in chat. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me. Why don't you guys leave that in the comments? Do you think DMing somebody to maybe help them fix it, if they don't ask, right? Because the problem is this is unsolicited. If they ask for your help, it's okay to jump in and say, hey, I think this is what you should do. I don't necessarily think unsolicited advice is good. So anyways, be humble. Make sure that you understand that you don't know it all. And this is also going to help in the aspect of being jealous of other people's stream. Okay, because there has been times where I found out so-and-so, and I've talked about this in a previous podcast, that so-and-so is doing better than me, but they've only been streaming half the time and they're making partner. And this is not me. I'm not talking about Empire, if anyone's thinking that. But so-and-so is doing better than me, but they haven't been streaming as long as me. And I'm human. I got frustrated, but I had to bring myself down. I had to make sure I'm being humble, because deep down, that's me saying, I'm good. Where's my big numbers? And that's not right. And that's cringy. And we want to avoid that. So to reiterate our 5 steps, let me grab my piece of paper so you guys know I'm being honest here. Be honest, because it's clear when you're not. Be present, especially in others' streams. Be grateful. Be confident. And be humble. I think if you guys are doing those 5 things, you're going to avoid any type of cringe moments in stream etiquette. I think you guys are going to do well in whatever you're doing, really. Those are 5 great principles. Obviously, you guys have heard them many other places, but I wanted to relate them to streaming and Twitch and just etiquette all around. Thank you guys so much for being here. I am going to be live again here probably tomorrow or today, if you guys are listening on Thursday, guys. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, you guys can also check out the audio version over there on Spotify. You also have Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and thank you guys so much. That is it for me, guys, and happy streaming.